Hello, everyone. This is your coach Geeta Dubey, and I'm back again this holiday season. As I was talking to you about in my previous episodes, that we'll be talking all about empowerment. And today, guess what? The turn is for men's empowerment and what we can know about it. So, today I'll be talking about what is men's empowerment and what are tips they can do to feel more empowered. And believe me, some of these tips the men are not familiar with, and if they apply as a skill, they can improve so much in their lives, be it in their relationships, be it in their careers, be it in their finances, be anything they want to become. All right, so before I do that, please don't forget to press the like button and of course press the bell icon so that you would know whenever I'm sharing or I'm coming up with some new video. Last but not the least, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And with that, let's get started. All right. So the topic, like I said, is going to be men's empowerment today, since we are talking all about empowerment this holiday season. The rise of masculine power, empowering men to embrace strengths and vulnerability. So we'll talk all about that. So the question which we'll be addressing today is: men have long been expected to embody strength and power. We all know that. To suppress emotions and to shoulder the weight of the world. We also know that. But what if we could redefine masculinity? So, how are you ready for it? What if we could empower men to embrace both strength and vulnerability? So, I think most of you, if men are watching me, so how many times in your life you were able to express your emotions publicly? And the answer would be definitely no. You are not supposed to. So, that's what the societal things have been told you, that you cannot show your or you cannot express your emotions publicly, correct? So we'll be talking all about that. So what is men's empowerment? Why is it so important also? So men empowerment is a movement that strives to teach men how to be better versions of themselves, correct? And it's an organization that recognizes the importance of mental health, well-being, and how important it is for men to think critically about their identity and their place in the society. So it's kind of a moment, right, where you are made to think like a lot of your aspects about yourself, which you have not been discussing it more openly. Because I think men don't discuss about themselves more openly than women. As a women, we tend to discuss more about ourselves publicly. We don't feel shy away. Not to discuss anything about us. It's as simple as that: how you're looking, what you're doing, did you have a cup of tea in the morning? All those very simple emotions. The women have more way to express themselves than men. Men usually don't talk like that. They are made to think like they have to talk very analytically all the time to show their presence in the community or in the society. So let's talk about the tips today, because it's very important that most of us understand like you can achieve empowerment, but you need to have the right tools or the tips to understand what it is, correct? So it starts with the self-reflection. I think one of the major things is about self-reflection. When you're talking about empowerment, whether you're a man and a woman, doesn't matter. Men need to look within and explore their emotions. So men have a hard time exploring their emotions. So it's important for them to look within and start exploring their own emotions. And there could be a wide range of emotions, but mostly we talk about 7 basic emotions which they need to uh, get their focus or attention on. Okay. By acknowledging our vulnerabilities, we can cultivate deeper understanding of ourselves. So I know men have this huge burden on their shoulders, then they're not supposed to show their emotions publicly, but at least you can try a little bit. Start to write down what your true emotions are, what are the patterns you have been seeing over the years, and how you can make some improvements on them, or you can modify or enhance them. It could be both, right? So we are talking about your in self-reflections all about your strengths and weaknesses. So, what is tip number two? Talking openly is the key. Like I said, women, they have this I would say a thing, let's put it as a thing, that they like to talk, which is very good, and they like to talk it very openly as well. Like somebody, if you've been to any of the parties or if you've been to any groups, you would see women can easily say, "Oh, you're looking nice. Oh, I like your dress." They're very open about it. They like something, they express it. But on the other hand, men have a big, a taboo attached to them. If they talk like this, they would be considered, not as manly, if I'm not mistaken, right? So men need a safe spaces where they can express their thoughts and feelings without judgment. So they need to have an environment created around them where they need to feel safe and protected if they open up, correct? These conversations help foster meaningful connections and break down the walls of isolation. So, like I said, you can start, if you're a man, you can start talking more openly about how you feel and start with the generalized statements. Now, what do I mean by that? Like something, what a beautiful day. That's simple things. You will start to feel that you are cultivating the habit of talking more openly and expressing yourself more publicly. Tip number three, men have a critical role in nurturing the next generation. We all know that. And we all feel proud of them as they do it. By embracing vulnerability, we can teach our sons and daughters that strength comes with integrity, empathy, and open mindedness. Okay? I think it explained it all. So we all know that how men are pressurized or they feel the burden of that they have to nurture the generations to come, and we all respect that. And also, we literally feel that they do live up to their responsibilities, right? But at the same time, they need to be vulnerable as well, because vulnerability is another part of that which they try to hide a lot. But you can start with your families, try to open up with your wife. Number one, you can always start with your spouse. I keep saying that, and they say, "Oh, really?" Yeah, they roll up their eyes, correct? Like I just did. So, yes, it is very important that you start up with your own family. And to begin with, if you try to see your wife or your spouse as a friend and you little bit open up, and slowly and gradually you'll get to a point where you're open to share your feelings without any blockages or without any hiding any of those emotions. Tip number four, men must prioritize their mental and emotional well-being. Like women, we also talk about prioritizing our emotional well-being. The men should do that too. Once in a while, they need to open up, they need to loosen up, they need to have fun, they need to show their childlike behavior. It's okay in work environment or in business environment, they have to put on the hat of being very masculine and taking decisions and showing that analytical side of them. But I think that's why I said you can start at home. You can be a childlike, you can just have fun around. You need to be a little more loosen up, and then you see the difference happening. Engaging in self-care practices allows us to recharge, process emotions, and develop a stronger sense of self. So you can always also start self-care practices, whatever you like, the passions you have, or you like to go for a walk or like to play with your kids, go out for with a dinner with your spouse, whatever is you love to do, you must do it on the regular basis. By highlighting the importance of strength, emotional intelligence, and vulnerability, we aim to empower men to cultivate meaningful relationships, navigate challenges effectively, and lead fulfilling lives. So men, like women, we talk so much about relationships, and women, similarly, it's about men. You need to understand what a true relationship is, and also how you need to be dealing with your own spouse or your wife at different levels of emotions. A lot of men, they have that big blockage over there. They don't know how to express their different emotions. They only are able to express when it comes to the love and intimacy they show, but it's not that. It's much more than that. So, as an emotional intelligent coach, I can tell you that you need to show all sorts of emotions where your woman or your wife feels more secure. Like women, they do it, right? They talk about all sorts of emotions. If they want to cry, they cry. If they want to laugh, they laugh. If they want to jump around, they jump around. Some women I'm talking about, right? So they know how to have fun also. They want to dance in the party, they dance. Right? The men are a little reserved, oh no, sorry, I don't know how to do all that. It's nothing to do like how well you are doing. It's just that you are participating and just doing it. Tip number 5, asking for help is a sign of strength. When facing difficulties, let's break the stigma and reach out for support from family, friends, professionals. This is a huge one in men. I don't know from where this kind of programming has been put in their mind that this is the power of masculinity they can show, that like they don't have to ask for any help. If they ask for any help, they are seen as the weaker one, or they are seen as less manly one, something like that, on those terms. So please don't hesitate to ask for help. It is okay. We all have difficulties, we all have obstacles, we all face some challenges in our life, and there's nothing wrong with it to ask for any help, whether it's from professionals. Just reach out for support. Okay, just reach out to anybody. If you feel any coaching you require, please do so, so that you don't feel left out. You are equally are given the opportunity to feel more emotionally intelligent as women. Correct? I'm not saying all of them are intelligent emotionally, but you are given same opportunities, where women, the data shows, have a high tendency to go and ask for help, whereas men don't. So please don't do that. Please avail that opportunity and see what happens. All right. So those were the 5 major tips we talked about. And I hope as a man, if you're watching me today, please use them. Please open up. Like I said, open-mindedness is so important, and asking for help and showing your right gestures, talking openly. These are some of the things. Either you can do all of them or just try one of them. This would really help your emotional well-being and the vulnerability part of you, right? We all know you have strengths, but we need to work on the vulnerability part as well this holidays. So, what is the tip number 6? Men can be powerful allies in the fight of gender equality. Yes, they can be powerful allies. By challenging harmful stereotypes and advocating for equal rights, we can create more inclusive, equitable society. Right? The rise of masculine power lies in embracing both strengths and vulnerability. I keep saying that. So let me repeat that again. The rise of masculine power lies in embracing both your strengths and your vulnerability, which is your emotional status, correct? Or emotional well being. It's about creating a world where men can express themselves authentically and free from the societal expectations. That is so beautiful, right? Where we need a world where everybody can express themselves authentically and free from any societal expectations. And why we need leave the men behind? Of course, we would not. So please understand that you have equally entitled to express your emotions like women, and there's nothing wrong with it. Okay? So I hope those 6 tips would really help you to think about yourself as a man if you're watching me. And if you're a woman, of course, you can tell your men that how to be more vulnerable, show the emotional side of themselves or more often, so that you can help them out too. Correct? I hope they were all really helpful. So let's talk about some famous quotes. The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. Right? Mahatma Gandhi said, and we all know Mahatma Gandhi, correct? The strong men don't listen to their own excuses, they create their solutions. So please listen to it very carefully. I know you're a strong man already, so you have all the strengths in the world. You don't have to listen to any excuses. So now, if you're listening to me and if you're a stronger person, let's work on your vulnerability as well a little bit, right? That was Mark Mason. So last one, a lion does not concern himself with the opinion of sheep. Correct? So lion who keeps walking and they don't need anybody else, they should not be concerned if somebody is trying to tell them, oh no, how can you do this? Don't show your vulnerability, all those. Please don't do that. Everything done in balance is excellent in this world. So you can show your vulnerability as well when it's required or needed, or you feel like doing it. All right. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope this was a great men's empowerment lesson. I know we talk about everybody, but this holidays we'll be talking all about empowerment. This is the episode number 3. One more is coming up, and I hope you enjoy that one as well. And anything you can take out from this today. So understand that you need to work on your strengths and vulnerability both if you're a man, and that's going to help you out a lot in your life, in all areas of your life. So and before I do that, please do subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to do that. Do share some comments if you have any questions to ask me. Please do so. I'll be more than happy to answer. And before I do that, I'll be back again with more motivational life coaching and business growth tips. And you all have a wonderful day.